The evasion talent kind of hurts too at level 20, but not this game specifically. There's no like PL type hero or TB. He got plus 15 infest target move speed plus health. That sounds pretty decent. But yeah, I'm curious to see how Lifestealer does. It does look like a pretty good game for the hero, but the Enigma, that's going to be the big kind of X factor for Thunder here. They're going to be looking at Sacred to win them some of these big team fights and answer the Lifestealer.
I absolutely love the respect between Picaz and Pierre as well. The Hombre Pescado, once again, fish man. They call them mashed potatoes again, puré de papa. Love puré de papa, a very good meal. Or a side dish, I suppose. It's been a meal for me, I'll admit it. But Picaz certainly making a meal out of Entity. Last game, Picaz de papa,
what does Picaz mean? Mash Picaz?
Picaz of potato, Picaz of father, it could potentially be. It depends on the context, and unfortunately for my level of Spanish, it's not super up there. Entity holding an interesting ward spot here. They're holding this cliff that Picaz is trying to see if he can scout any heroes around. He's chopping down these trees one by one. Oh, and he's going to sneak around. Doesn't quite see enemies. What is going on? What in the world? They're sneaking the Lifestealer on through. Now he's going to catch a glimpse of Fishman, though. We'll see what he takes. So you do damage now on Glimpse, by the way. But, of course, in lane, you need that Thunder Strike. Picaz then will be forced away, and it'll be 2 runes apiece.
Okay, nothing too much cooking, but some interesting lane decisions. Entity sending their carry to the off lane, giving Toby the safe lane against the Enigma. They do not want Lifestealer to have to deal with the constant creep deny from the conversion, and also just the maybe slightly disadvantageous matchup. Instead, they're going to be trialing down bottom. Picaz, he's in for a rough one. He needs to get to his tower. He's trying to Quelling Blade his way through, but he's going to take a lot of damage to get there.
Does not want to commit the TP. They are actually reinforcing now as Matthew is going to TP on over. Panda looking for a bit of damage on his own. There could be a telekinesis here for level 1. So Fishman might not have a free escape here, but they're going to miss the body block. And that means that they cannot refresh the poison attack. And it seems like Fishman
and skill telekinesis.
Well, yeah, with telekinesis, they've got another chance here. Thunder Strike onto 2, but it's not going to matter as it's first blood for Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew did TP down here, which Tiny actually TP's top, so now they've got a 2v1 up top, which gives Toby on his Visage a very free lane. Giving Visage a free lane can be problematic, but bottom lane is now one that Thunder should be winning.
Yep. Nice poison attack here onto the Lifestealer. Is going to be a bit annoying for him. But so far, he is doing just fine here again in the Kunkka matchup. Kunkka cleaving through these creeps. It's going to be a lot of push in this lane, actually, just with cleave, especially if they still want to try lane. Fade Bolt is going to push waves. Poison Touch you can probably cast around. Is once again not quite able to connect on the telekinesis of Matthew to combo with the Torrent.
Yeah. It's a weird situation. They're kind of the only way they don't try lane is Dazzle TPing top, but I don't think you really want. You want the Dazzle with your carry, so they're kind of forced to stick with this try lane now that Matthew's TP down here. Walking the top lane is just not really an option. You're getting super low.
They forced the points in rage. I think probably wanted to go for full frenzy. They will get the torrent, but not nearly enough damage. It is going to force Fishman to take the range creep though, so a little bit less gold here into the pockets of Pure.
Another bad find nonetheless, but definitely a lane where Pure is going to struggle to get a whole lot of farm. You can see Kunkka, despite things looking like they may be off for a rough start with the 3 heroes down there, he's free farming with the help of these double supports. And Enigma can play these 1v2 lanes. That's what the demonic conversion gives you.
Okay, yeah, very true. And speaking of demonic conversion, here's the first flag bearer creep. Nice job there by Katomi to clear the Eidolons. We'll take a bit of damage for that. Cannot deny these flag bearer creeps by demonic conversion. Just a quick note in case you wanted to.
Yeah, that's yeah, we didn't really get a chance to talk about them, but it's essentially a health regen aura, and when you kill the creep, it gives gold to all heroes rather than just the one hero in an AoE.
Yeah, very important to deny.
It's going to be nice for these heroes just for the, like, having the health regen for your lane can just be a nice little boost for a short period of time.
Yeah, it's a decent amount, and you get it basically every other wave, right? They start with the 4th creep wave at minute 2, and every minute creep wave, so to speak, that spawns in, you're going to get one of those. Pure, forced to rage. There's there's no telekinesis farted for Matthew, so he'll be safely away. But Pakaz 10 denies in this lane already versus the Lifestealer. I mean, you know, obviously when you speak of Lifestealer versus Kunkka, especially in this matchup, and you say it's good, it refers obviously to later in the match. At this stage, though, especially against the tri-lane, Pure is really struggling to get close to the creep wave here. He is fighting versus the supports pretty well.
He's pushing back a little bit now, but there's creeps that he's not last hitting, and doesn't feel good as a Lifestealer to just be ignoring the creep wave.
No, it does not. Pure doing what he...
By the way, some of these other lanes, this Mars is having a great time mid. He managed to get both water runes before. He's essentially free farming against the Queen of Pain, who has leveled up the Shadow Strike. That's always the, I think, debate for a lot of mid co-ops is how many points of Shadow Strike is, you know, the right amount. Against melee heroes especially, you often want to get more.
Yeah, but for now, it's the 2 points. We'll see how many more he wants to go for. And again, interested in whether or not he decides that the Axe is any good. Pure, ooh, good glimpse back, but it's going to be the fate ult of Matthew, which finds the kill there onto the Lifestealer, who already used the Rage previously in that initiation. I mean, is it time to rotate a Tiny down here? A little bit more fighting power? Or what can Entity do to try and change the outcome of this lane? Or alter it?
I don't think it is, just because I think playing Tiny into double range support, where one's a Dazzle with level 2 Poison Touch, is you're just going to feed. You can't get close to use any of your spells. Tossback is just not an option, so I think it's okay they leave Tiny top, or at least maybe have Tiny roaming a bit. I think what I'd like to see Tiny do is fighting over these runes mid. The fact that Dark Mago got both 4-minute water runes, to me, shouldn't happen when there's a Tiny in a 2v1 lane. Like, he's not needed top 24/7. He should be helping out with these runes.
Yeah, we might see a toss back here. There's going to be the Malefice doing some decent work, but Sacred gets tossed all the same, and it's going to be Toby claiming the kill with a nice right click.
Yeah, you're going to need a lot from Toby's Visage. He's the one that's been given the easy lane. Pure's going to have to struggle down in this bottom lane, and Toby, once he gets his fast level 6, will probably have to start looking to really rotate and... Well, not necessarily rotate, but at least pressure some objectives and force attention on himself so that Pure can kind of get some catch-up time.
Yeah, I'd agree. Matthew has rotated top, by the way, so he's committed TP scroll. And unless he gets a move on, he won't be able to contest the power runes here at minute 6. Panda is going to die down bottom, as they will notice that the Rubik has been away. Quap has made a trip back home to the fountain and just manually regened there, TP'ing back in as the minute 6 runes will spawn. Dark Mago's going to gamble bottom, and he's going to get it right. It's a DD rune, and he's going to be looking to join this engagement now. Spear onto Fishman as Pakaz will claim the kill with a nice cleave. And Dark Mago is just going to pick up the bounty then, saving the DD for another day.
Not playing Kataomi could be in some trouble here, but also way should be enough to keep the Rubik at bay, and I think we're a little bit under-leveled here. It's the one thing with the 1v2 lane. You can deny and keep pulling the wave back, but there's always going to be a lot of denies on the other side, and you're just going to get zoned away from a lot of experience.
Yeah, now Pure finally, right, as a result of supports leaving his lane, finally able to do some damage and get some CS in, so he's going to be very, very pleased for, well, his other lanes kind of forcing activity. There is a Panda chilling mid. I don't really think this could be a kill. Dark Mago has DD, has Arena, has Soul Ring in 5? Maybe they're going to think about it.
I think it was just kind of a dewarding mission. He comes mid, drops a sentry, looking for a deward, and may connect up top. I think the two supports playing together makes a lot of sense right now. I don't think either can do a whole lot by themselves, but at the same time, Pandaboo wants to maybe make sure that he protects the Mars a little bit.
Yep, Stormer is going to be scattered on his rotation top lane. That'll put a stop to this kill attempt here. Toby with the familiars ready to go. Would have really liked to gank Stormer as well. Probably itching at this stage to use the Sonic Wave.
Yeah. He was blinking aggressively towards that top lane. Like, there was no rune or anything. That was just, I want to get top as soon as possible to go gank with my Visage. But great positioning from Pandaboo. Plus, they've got the ward on that cliff around the top river, so.
Okay, DD rune active. Dark Mago. I don't know if he's did it, but there is 2 supports mid lane currently for Entity, and Pure in trouble. Caught by the Torrent. Pakaz might not even need him here. The spear thrown anyway, shrugged off by the Rage, but the DD God's Rebuke to collect the kill, and Pure is going to end up falling.
Dude, what a gank. Like, he recognized, okay, I've got a DD. Like, this ganking a Lifestealer with Rage is like a pretty, you know, it's not even about execution. It's just like you can't do it unless you bait out the Rage. But because he has DD plus God's Rebuke, he's like, I've got enough damage. It's fine.
Stormstormer then in the mid lane here, supported by, well, both of his supports here, brought back. Stormstormer is not going to release the Sonic Wave yet, didn't have the mana, needed to save some for the blink on back, and Darth Mago has returned to the mid lane, erecting the Arena of Blood. Stormstormer has no mana to blink. He's going to actually run out of hit points as well, as it's going to be the Arena of Blood collecting 2 here. A big kill.
Oh, the Soul Assumption! He raindrops it! He lives! Rubik just barely on a sliver of health. Toby's Visage came in, but he didn't have many charges on the Soul Assumption, and what little damage it was going to do got mostly blocked by the raindrop, so things just not working out here in the early game for Entity.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure either, guys, if that's a rotation Toby is super comfortable making at this stage of the game. I guess he is the offlaner, important to remember, right? Even still playing from this top lane, but on Visage, I think you just want to at least rotate with Vlad's at least.
Yeah, Visage is like this farming hero that just plops himself in his lane. Like, you don't... Rotating is just not what this hero does. Regardless of whether you're playing off lane or mid, you just kind of want to farm jungle and farm your lane. Level 12 is really your big power spike on Visage when the familiars like double their damage. Vlad's is kind of nice, but even that, it's like it doesn't really help your mobility or your ability to gank these other lanes. You want heroes to come to you to maybe provide some pushing support, but we'll see if Entity have the tools to do so. Quap, that's why Quap was trying to do before. Like, okay, I'm going to rotate up top. Like, I've got Sonic Wave. Let's make something happen.
Okay. Thunder, they are going to break that smoke there. Panda to go for the D ward, but Dark Mago still smoked up, finds the spear onto Kataomi. That should be a kill onto him. The toss back, not good enough. Panda's going to get the kill.
Yep, just enough damage. They get the tiny kill. Dark Mago... Honestly, watching him play Mars is so much fun. This is like a hero that kind of fell off on the offlane, and Dark Mago's like, well, it's a mid laner now. Like, you just get active. You run around the map using your arenas, your spears, and eventually you farm a blink, and you're just this big playmaker.
Yeah, they still have not adjusted the Arena of Blood cooldown. That's still at the 90 seconds, which is, you know, when we saw this hero every single game, right? That used to be his bread and butter. But again, the other buffs, like you're saying, for Dark Mago, he's still, you know, squeezing every little bit of efficiency out of it. Back to the mid lane. He goes with an Arena of Blood ready to be used. There's still, of course, the Enigma Black Hole from Thunder that they can threaten at any point, especially for a kill against Pure. So they're in a good position. Pure, by the way, he was going for a Hand of Midas. Hold that thought, though. Dark Mago's going to end up getting tossed back mid into the Static Storm. Stormstormer DD active, have Sonic Wave, won't even need it. Beautiful play there by Entity, as they will string together the skills for a kill onto the mid laner.
It's a big kill. Like, he's the guy causing the most problems to your team. All these rotations that we've seen come out from Dark Mago, so getting a kill on him is just going to slow things down a bit, but we'll see if Dark Mago chills for a bit. His Blink Dagger is still pretty far away. For all the nice plays and rotations he's been making, he hasn't really been prioritizing his own farm quite as much. He's got the upgrade Phase Boots, Soul Ring, Wand, all these small items that do mean Blink can get slowed down a little bit.
Quick spell steal from Matthew. He's stolen Scream of Pain, maxed. So 300 damage nuke for him with no points in the Arcane Supremacy yet. As there's the Arena mid. Dark Mago right back to work. He knows that there's, well, actually, maybe he doesn't know. There's 2 rotations now incoming. Of course, there's the toss back, and still, even if they needed a glimpse, but trapped inside the kinetic field, he's not going anywhere. Toby as well rejoins the fight as the Shallow Grave from Panda is going to buy him a little bit of time, but still with a glimpse ready. Yeah, he's going to die to the glimpse damage, which does damage now based on how far you move back. It's level 3 glimpse as well. They're not going to need it for this kill into Panda by the looks of things, because they've got the Sonic Wave, but now in trouble is going to be Stormstormer, hit by the Ghost Ship as Pakaz is now joining the fight. Also looking to fight is Sacred, but they're going to see that Enigma and get the hell out of dodge. No spells ready for Entity, and of course a Black Hole looming. They are going to go ahead and disengage, happy with the 2 kills that they've got.
That should help.
Yeah, just good use fighting with numbers here in the mid lane. You mentioned Toby just maybe wanting to have a Vlad's before he makes any kind of contribution to the next team fight, and it makes a world of difference. He shows up this time with the Vlads, and the fight goes a whole lot better. But better than anything, I think, if you're Entity and you're looking around while these fights are going on, you see Pure has been left alone. He pushed this bottom lane. He was farming all the way up to the tier 2 bottom tower, plus he's farming the jungle. He's just gone completely unnoticed and is slowly climbing his way up the farm charts. Still a long way away from this Kunkka, who's been getting an insane amount of farm because of the ancient stacks, but you know, you feel like this lifesteal's in a good place because he's got this matchup advantage over heroes like Mars and Kunkka. He just needs to stay close.
And up in threat of being tossed back, and the threat will come through as they're going to prevent the Grave from coming out. Familiar stuns. Sacred as well, push back, but a stolen Sonic Wave. Oh, they stop any chance of a black hole from coming though, as they're going to commit the Static Storm. So a kill there onto Sacred. Entity now with their second very successful pick-off in a row.
I think it was mid-cast animation for that hole, but it was almost good that Static Storm came out because he was only going to hit Disruptor.
Yeah.
He'd probably kill the Disruptor, but it was, you know, the one-man black hole for a support kill, I think he's happier that he didn't cast.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Maybe even a blessing in disguise for Thunder, as they have lost a couple of heroes now, but are still finding farm on Pakaz, as he, as you mentioned earlier, continues to top the net worth charts. And this is, you know, a hero on the Kunkka that, you know, just based off his spells, he's going to be ready to fight on this BKB. Only 700 gold away from it now with 2,300 in the bank. I don't really know if Entity can afford to bring over the Lifestealer yet. Is the thing. Just with Midas, you know, going Midas Armlet is going to help him farm a little bit, but won't be able to be you know, the menace in fights that I'm sure Pure wants to be.
Yeah, he can potentially contribute, just like, you know, with the Infest and stuff, but unlike Kunkka's going to be the strongest hero out of all 10 in a team fight. Like Armlet, BKB, Kunkka, like cleaving through people on a 4-second cooldown is incredibly scary. Whereas Lifesteal shows up, he might poke some, he can frontline, he can tank some damage, you know, use his rage to, you know, be annoying in the front lines and dodge some spells. But yeah, it's not quite comparable to what this Kunkka is going to offer. And I think the big thing for Thunder Awaken is they need to fight around this Kunkka. Even if a fight happens now, like, okay, you want to finish this BKB, but even without it, Akaz is the strongest hero in this game.
Just check out this patience by Pure. I'm toggled over to Dire Vision. They see no heroes on the map. Top lane is shoving in. They've got no clue what Thunder's doing. Thunder actually have smoked about 30 seconds ago. The smoke's already expired, and they're looking for Pure. Really, really good patience by Pure. This is just experience he's leeching. He can't show. He knows that he's actually a pretty easy kill.
And the reason they can kill him is they've got a stolen Static Storm on Rubik. I didn't actually catch someone earlier, but yeah, they're ready. If they get an arena, Pierre's thinking about it. He was.
Oh no!
I know.
He was so bad. He's just.
Don't show.
He's just out of vision though. He's just out of vision.
He knows the limits there. Oh no! Not the siege creep. Oh, he's going into the new trees. I think they saw him.
Oh, not yet.
Well, they pinged or something.
Oh, there they go. Oh, but he's trying to TP away. But he raged.
What a beast!
What? Pure?
What a beast!
Incredible gameplay,
so
and now Picasso's going to be willing to show mid. Oh, but he's already got a BKB going right for Fishman with the boat torrent combo, the cleave damage. Not quite enough, actually. Fishman tanking through this, but there's going to be the Rubik Fade Bolt to put him down. BKB now expiring. Picasso is a bit vulnerable here, but the entire team of Thunder ready to show up and fight into the black hole. They have caught Stormstormer. No way for him to cancel. Avalanche on cooldown, but they don't have the damage. Brought back by the torrent is not still going to be enough, as Sacred is not going to be killed either. A nice grave here, the first of the fight from Pandamu. Not going to be good enough to save Sacred, as now Entity looking to rejoin. A great stolen Avalanche, though, sets up for the Arena Blood onto 3. The Torrent as well to follow suit, and Toby looks like he's going to be the third to fall. What in the world? Matthew putting on a Rubik masterclass.
The dream, the Wombo combo. Not the one you expect, but Avalanche into 3-man Arena, into 3-hero Torrent. Just perfect symphony of spells coming out from Thunder Awaken there.
And they're looking to get an extra +1 onto Fishman, as down he goes, forcing out the dieback. Dead for an entire minute at minute 17. Just feels awful as this position 5, doesn't it?
Yeah. And that's the big thing. Like, it almost looked like not the ideal way to start a fight for Thunder Awaken. Like, Kunkka has to BKB, and then he's using his combo on just a support. He's like, okay, I use my BKB, I may as well kill a support. His BKB wears off, he's got 4 enemy heroes around him, but just fighting around like this crazy strong Kunkka, even without BKB, he's just still so damn strong. And I think really importantly, they killed the Wraith Pack. Visage had this Wraith Pack down the middle of it, but they used the Eidolons to kind of deal with it, and that just meant they could actually finish off some of these dire heroes.
Yeah, no, exactly. That Wraith Pack was making a really, really big impact, reducing all of their damage. Still by 30%. I believe the only nerfs to Wraith Pact were going to be through the Vlad's offering, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and of course the lifesteal changes, which is, I guess, on the Vlads.
Yeah. And that's mostly. I get for the heroes, the Enigma himself, he doesn't really care about that lifesteal, so more so for the teammates.
Yeah, so Wraith Pack now for both sides. Pakaz has bottled up a DD rune now. Going for the Basher next on Kunkka. It's going to be his decision.
Wants to have that for the lifesteal. Oh, right, very early. Like, you're not exactly the fastest attacker on a Kunkka, but just wanting to make sure none of those BKB shenanigans can happen, and Abyssal Blade likely to eventually come out. Mid lane, Blink Spear.
Yep, it's for Fishman yet again. He does get off the Static Storm, but of course that's not going to stop the Eidolons from doing the damage. And it's Panda who yet again secures the kill using the Poison Touch. Get the Fortify out as well, as Pakaz caught a glimpse of Toby here, but Toby a bit too fast with the Grave Chill active. Oh, but Dark Mago finds him in the arena. The Visage Familiars as well with the stuns. The boat's already been called in, however. The Shard, though, as you say, is going to save him for a second. TPs are incoming, but without Fishman here, without Pandamu, it seems like Thunder a bit stronger. Will make it now a 4v3, but Stormstormer, he just blinks on in. Sonic Wave, but he's caught by the Telekinesis and killed off. Sonic Wave even stolen by Matthew, as Pakaz, still under the effect of a DD rune, is going to pick up an assist for a second kill for Matthew. Thunder at the base of the tier 3 will pick off 4.
Dude, Matthew's just loving life. Like, watching his Rubik, the last big team fight over in the mid lane, he had Lifestealer Rage. Not a very great spell to have as a Rubik, but he was just using it to frontline. He'd run in, pop Rage, and just throw spells. Eventually got Avalanche, and he used that Avalanche to set up the big arena. This fight, he Avalanches, steals a Sonic Wave. He gets off a nice kill secure at the end there with the Sonic Wave as well. Just really great Rubik play, but more than anything, great aggression. Thunder is just... They get their blinks, they get their early items, and they're just ready to keep on fighting, whereas Entity just feel like they're still in that slight catch-up mode.
Yeah, they just also, I don't know, when they're showing up to these fights, with exception for the one fight mid lane, of course, won by Matthew, as you say, on the Avalanche, they just not all there either, right? It just doesn't seem like they're ready in farming mode, as you say, so we'll take another look. I mean, just a beautiful, again, stolen Avalanche there, right? Aggressive play from Stormstar, but the team's just not all there.
Yeah, it's very much like they're trickling in. They see that... Like, you see Thunder Awaken and where they're going for these kills, and it's like, oh, they're overextending. Like, I think that's what Entity are looking at Thunder Awaken and thinking, like, we should fight this because they're overextending, but they're not responding quick enough and with enough numbers. Like, the Queen of Pain going in with just the Lifestealer there, it felt like it was kind of like a 2v4, 2v5. And they've already kind of lost the Visage. Yep. Like, by the time they show up, yeah, he's got the Stone Form, but he's pretty much dead. Like, the Stone Form sets up those follow-up stuns.
Yeah, exactly. So. He contributes nothing more at that stage. He's just going to be a kill.
Yeah.
And Pakaz, by the way, he has changed up from the Basher. Instead, full AC, done, completed, flying his way. As Thunder are going to smoke immediately after taking a tier 1 tower. Entity are going to do the same, but they smoke actually in the triangle, and it seems like they might dodge each other. Thunder, though, at least Pakaz might be on a collision path with this smoke, but they are going to pass each other unbeknownst across the river. Some misconnections.
Probably starting to think about Roshan if you're Thunder. You're just very strong here. And the AC gives you some Rosh. I think that's maybe part of the consideration. Also, I just don't think Basher was a very good item to get that early.
Agreed there for sure. Now, Entity have scouted Pakaz. He simply just waltzes into the Rosh pit, and Entity have some great vision. This Cliff Ward's going to expire in 10 seconds, but this one on the river is fresh.
They're Avatossing mid-creep waves, so I think that's them conceding Roshan here. Probably the call's being made, like, let's just give this up and use the time to get a little bit of farm elsewhere on the map. Here, farming up some Ancients, and it's not the scariest of Aegises. Like, I don't think there's any, like, it's the squishy carries like the PA from last game that really benefit from an Aegis. This Kunk is already so hard to kill. Giving him an Aegis doesn't, like, make him, like, this bigger problem. It's still the same hero, it feels like, in many ways.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's like one of those moments where, oh, yeah, the Bristle's got an Aegis, but we'll just kill the rest of his team, and then we'll just kill Bristle twice.
Yeah.
One of those kind of deals. I guess really what it does is it just gives Pakaz complete confidence to frontline. Worst case scenario, Entity blow literally everything to kill him once, and then he BKBs and kills them all basically on his second life. Is the way that this changes. But I agree, like, Entity, they're not going to do the first step in that list anyway. They've got no interest in trying to kill the Kunkka first. Potomi, catch him, Malefice, and Telekinesis there, and he is
barely. I need the tree throw from Matthew. I believe his prior spells are wearing off, so he'll take what he can get, but Won't be looking to hold on for that one for too long.
Kaz. Oh,
Out TPing bottom, Picard.
nice play. Look at
the glimpse and the
look
X.
at the X arc. But he wanted to go back anyway. He just wanted to clear one wave.
Yeah.
Okay, I was very confused. I thought he, yeah.
That was crazy. Seeing the lines flying across the map. They're going to give up this bottom tier 2 tower. So this is decent-ish as far as for Entity, as far as how they're playing the map, like trading bottom tier 2 for top tier 2. They're going to pressure the high ground theoretically with this Visage. They push reasonably fast, but probably not quite as fast as the AC Tunka with Eidolon.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to be a hard tempo to beat. They're going to give it a go anyway, though, and here's Matthew down bottom, has Soul and Scream of Pain, but Toby and Stormstormer have nearly gotten through the tier 3 tower. In that same time, though, Thunder have gotten through the top tier 3.
TP canceled.
TP canceled, yeah, but he cancels both TPs, actually. And now Thunder, 4v3 top lane, Katomi, and now Pure Infested still going to make the jump. They've at least dispatched the Panda, so now it's an even 3v3 fight in the base. But Thunder, they're very happy to lose Panda. They are going to continue to clear those top barracks, and now maybe even look for a bit of a fight. That was an amazing play from Matthew. He's having quite the series, isn't he?
Yeah, no, it was great recognition that he completely caught him out by surprise. He's going to maybe catch this Tiny now in the mid lane. This time around, he's managed to steal a better spell. He's got the toss, so that'll lead to some easy kills there.
Nowhere, I should say, that Katomi is going there. He will high-five the tower on the way out. Wow.
Definitely, though, a bit of a flub from Storm. It was broad daylight, and he's just trying to TP out from, like, just outside of the base. Like, the tower itself was almost giving vision of his TP out. And Rubik has a blink, so it was like, oh, I'll just blink in, telekinesis, and cancel this. It wasn't like they knew Rubik was there, so the fact he TP'd in, like, in vision was very questionable.
Well, still a nice play. Canceling the 2 TPs, guarantees top lane of barracks, the Tiny kill as well, and opening, at least is what Thunder Awaken feel, for a second lane. They've already lost the first tier 3 tower, so they're not going to get another Fortify refreshed. But Thunder seem to be fairly pleased with their progress already and will not pursue things further, at least waiting for another creep wave before they go on in. X mark the spot. He's going to find Toby. Dark Mago with the spear on back, and now the telekinesis, but he's going to turn into a stone. That actually stuns up the people who are waiting to try and kill him. There's going to be Stormstormer now from the side. Static Storm is not going to really affect Dark Mago into the cover of the BKB, so he's going to get off now the Arena of Blood. Because as well will BKB. Wants for this kill onto Fishman. Is going to cleave through him for the kill onto Toby first, however, and it's going to be Pure trying to fight into this one, but Kaz has Basher now. Kaz, again, still with Aegis for another full minute. Finds another X mark onto Toby. Sent up yet again, and this time pinned back to the barracks. He's already bought back. Here's the second light, but there's the toss back onto Panda. They're going to try and force him to use the shallow grip. That's a stolen Static Storm now in the middle of this fight by Matthew. Another buyback makes it 2 in the fight as the rage from Matthew allows him to escape. Instead, they're going to glimpse back Sacred, who has Black Hole still. There's the kill onto Pure. Another spear on back, and Fishman, who already bought back once this game to die back, is set to do it a second time as Picaz will get the kill with the bash, and that is the GG. Thunder Awaken, they bounce back from an 0-4 day to beat the 4-0 Entity.
Ooh. Convincing as well with the way they 2-0'd this series. You know, they showed a very good understanding of kind of how to draft and play with, you know, very little time to react to a new patch. They didn't do anything too crazy.